Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to this first live video of the GIA channel. The Global Institute of Advisors is an initiative to help companies achieve their funding results and their reach to new markets, international expansion, and many other things. I invite you to visit our website, gia.institute, or follow us on Twitter, is gia_institute. So today we are going to share a very valuable information we just received from the European Commission about the recently published program especially for startup companies, SMEs, is the famous Accelerator. I'm assuming that you are somehow familiar with this initiative, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video. So I will go right to the point. I'm not going to explain today the details of the program. It's published in some documentation. I will let you know during this video, but I will focus on what's new in this new call, in this new framework program for the next 8 years, 2021 to 2027 included, and what are the tricks and what are the ideas that we want to share with you to gain, to increase your probability to get the money, the grant or the equity. So first of all, let me show you, sorry for these mistakes. It's the first video that I do in this channel, so probably the things won't go so smooth as I would like to. But as I was saying, let's begin with this presentation. It's a brief presentation that I have prepared to discuss with you the new aspects of the Accelerator program. First of all, you have here the official URL of the European Commission for all the Horizon Europe program. You know, Horizon Europe is the new name for the framework program for funding innovation and research across Europe for the next 8 years. This one included. It's the natural program following the Horizon 2020. The H 2020 was very famous until now, and in this new era we have the Horizon Europe program. So the first thing that I want to share with you is that the European Commission has published the information very late. It was last week, by the end of last week, so everything has to be aligned with the initially planned calendar, and that leaves companies and organizations very little time for some proposal for the period of some proposal preparations. You can see here that the first call is for the Pathfinder Open. Pathfinder is the equivalent to the previous FET programs, FED Open and FED Proactive, and it's the 19th of May. Fortunately, we have the first call for the Accelerator program in June. So it's not a lot of time, but it's enough time to prepare a good proposal. Then there will be just another call this year. Typically, you remember that in H2020 there were 4 calls for the Accelerator each year typically, and this year there will be only 2 calls for the Accelerator, 9th of June and 6th of October. So why is that? We will see later that they have split the programs, all programs, in 2 categories or 2 different branches: the open and the challenges calls. So what's that? Open challenges is a classical approach that we have coming from the H2020, so every company can present a proposal for the open accelerator call. And the same for Pathfinder, etc. So open means a bottom-up approach, which is you have an idea, whatever it is, it's innovative, it's aligned with the requirements of the call, so you submit your proposal and the European Commission evaluates that. The challenge is a top-down approach, which means the European Commission publishes some topics of interest that we'll see later, and you need to have an innovation, a solution, a product, a service, whatever, that fulfills these specific needs published by the Commission. So you will suspect, you may suspect that the challenges are highly aligned with some hot topics like artificial intelligence, human brain analysis, these kind of things. So if your innovation is aligned with that, you can choose, you are free to apply to the open call or to the challenges call. Obviously, you will have less competition in challenges call, but also it's important that your innovation is highly aligned with the challenges topic published, because otherwise you will have very low score or even be discarded from this call. I say that now because in each of these 2 deadlines, 9 of June and 6 of October, you have both calls opened. So you can submit to any of the 2 calls in these 2 dates. So in total we have again 4 calls for this year. Let me go ahead and see the next steps that we expect. They are officially published by the European Commission. So we expect the next milestone, the 9th of April. So we can see here that the 9th of April is the day where the European Commission will open the portal. So the portal is now closed, still closed for submitting anything, or even for sniffing information or surfing the pages is not allowed yet. They will open it on the 9th of April. And they have a very important innovation this year for the Accelerator program specifically, that is the artificial intelligence platform. What is that? Traditionally you have a simple form style application website where you submitted all your documents and you fill in some fields with information about your company and about the project. But now they have said that they will open up an intelligent platform. So the platform will ask very specific information in text format, so it can analyze it. And they will do like a pre-scoring or a pre-processing for the evaluators. So evaluators will not have simply your project, they will receive your project and a pre-assessment from the artificial intelligence platform. We don't know yet how it will perform. We don't know what ideas or what concept the artificial intelligence platform will highlight or will seek, but it's more important than ever that we stick to the guidelines published by the European Commission for this accelerator call, because we are sure that the artificial intelligence platform will stick 100% to it. Then there will be some other important dates, but the most important one is the next 9th of April, where everything about the accelerator platform will be revealed. What is new for the process, related to the process? This first slide is what is new in the whole path. We will see later the rest of the process is quite similar to the previous H2020 accelerator pilot, but in this call, in this program, in the new accelerator, the European Commission has included this previous step consisting on submitting a short application. What is the short application about? Well, it's, as I said before, it's a set of fields in the AI platform where you have to respond to questions. We will see next what questions are about. So you have to respond to the question in a very straight manner. They will give you only 1,000 characters, including spaces and everything, for each question. So you cannot include tables, you cannot include figures, you cannot include diagrams, you cannot include bold or italic letters, footnotes, you cannot include anything but plain text. Okay, so and you have 1,000 characters for each question only. Then you have to attach also a 10-slide deck. It's like the pitch, the pitch that you have to submit in the previous call, but now it's strictly limited to 10 slides, and it doesn't have to be the same deck, the same document that you will be defending in the interview. If you are successful, you can change it afterwards. It's just a 10-slide deck to present your innovation, your company, your team, etc. It's free. They haven't published any template, they haven't published any guideline related to that, so you can follow your common sense. We in the GIA have our own template designed with proven success before venture capitals and business angels, crowdfunding platforms, and other investor initiatives. So we have in mind what is the best approach to put in those slides. But anyway, you are free to put everything. There is no format requirements, there is no content requirement, there is no other requirement but limiting to 10 slides. And the final part of this initial package is a 3-minute video. Again, there is no template, there is no guideline about what to put in the video. But the European Commissioner and the representatives of the accelerator program revealed in the last event that we attended that they want to see in the video the true entrepreneurial team, the true promoters of the initiative. So it's a way to give an opportunity to the entrepreneurs, to the people involved in the project, to speak about the innovation in first person. So can you include some images and scripts or whatever in the video? Yes, you're free to do anything, because there is no template published related to this video. But the most important part is that all the relevant people involved in the team appear in this video speaking about their specific parts, and it's limited to 3 minutes, hard limit. Okay, then you can submit it freely. There is no deadline for submitting the short application, the preliminary step. It will be analyzed by 4 experts, is regular experts like the ones in the previous H2020 Accelerator program. So 4 experts will analyze different aspects provided by the European Commission as a guideline to realize if the project meets the requirement and meets the former excellence, impact and execution criteria, or some of them, because not all are here in this short application, and they will give a go or a no go for the project. If you get at least 2 goes, so half of the people or more accept the project, then you go to the next step. If you get a no go, then you can improve your short application and resubmit again. The idea is that they will spend up to 4 weeks for this initial evaluation period. So if you submit on the 9th of April, the first day that the platform is open, you may have the first feedback, the go no go, the first go no go by the 9th of May. Okay, so you still have 1 month to submit the full application that we'll see next. Anyway, if you receive the feedback in 2 weeks, you will have more time to prepare the next steps. But that's the timing they are committing. 4 weeks maximum, typical 2-3 weeks. Okay. The next slide is about, once you have been accepted, your short application has the go, you have to prepare your full application. So you have to prepare your business plan. You have you can use the AI tool to prepare this business plan. We don't know yet how it will help you prepare the plan. Probably they will have some previous analysis on your figures and your forecast and give you some recommendations. And additionally, the European Commission will provide a coaching service for preparing this proposal. We don't know yet the specifics about the coaching service, because typically the European Commission relies on national bodies to provide this coaching, and it depends obviously on each country and its resources, what you can expect about this coaching. However, you have to know that this coaching will be quite standard for all applicants, so it's good to know about that, but it will not, unfortunately, it will not make a difference, the real difference for your application against the others to get the grant. And that's my personal opinion. Okay, and that's why we are in the GIA working with companies to help them prepare these presentations, these applications to the Accelerator program. Then you prepare the full proposal, again, the template is not published yet. Obviously, there will be a template for that. It's obvious that we need the guideline to answer the questions that the European Commission wants any company to provide. So we expect that it will be published in the next weeks, and we will share it with you here in this channel and also in our Twitter account. Okay, so the third part is the evaluation of the full proposal. It will be done, it will be hard, so probably it will be the hardest part of the process. Your full proposal will be done by, will be evaluated by 3 experts, and you have to have 100% goes for going forward to the interview. If one expert says that your proposal is a no-go, you can still resubmit. You don't need to resubmit the short application yet and start the process. You can resubmit. Probably they will give you the feedback about that, but initially you are expected to submit again the full proposal. Okay, obviously it has to be in the next call. You cannot resubmit in the same call, so it will be for the October call. And it's the real challenge here, because you have to have all the evaluators giving a go for your project, and it's not easy to have 100% score in this highly competing program. Finally, assuming that you have your 3 goals for the full application, you will go to a pitch interview, and there will be up to 6 members in a jury. This first program is expected to be remote because the COVID pandemic, but formally it will be face-to-face in Brussels, like always in the past, when everything returns to normal. And in this interview they can give you go. So if they give a go after the interview, you have it, you have the fund. If they give a no-go, they can give a no-go with rejection. That means they will not consider again your project in the future. So you can resubmit, but you have to resubmit from the beginning, from the short application again, and it's expected that you improve your project substantially. Okay. If not, they can give you a no-go with the seal of excellence. That's somehow better, because you have to start again from the beginning, but you can provide the seal of excellence and say, okay, I have the seal of excellence, so it says something about my project. You can use obviously the seal of excellence as well in other funding programs from your country or your region, etc. It's like an award, a formal award or a recognition for your project. The idea is that the first difference or the next difference that you can see here is in the previous H2020 you could get the seal of excellence with over 13 points in the full applications before the face-to-face interview. It's no longer possible. You can only have the seal of excellence here after you go to the interview and you get a no-go and they decide to give you the seal of excellence. So it's much harder to get the seal of excellence now. And my recommendation is to highlight, in the case you have the seal of excellence from a previous call, that you highlight that in this application, because some experts will be the same than in the previous call, some other will not, but anyway it will mean a lot about your project if you got the seal of excellence in the last accelerator call. Finally, and this is something new, they can give you a no-go but provide you a second chance to go directly to the interview. Why is that? Because some companies will not be able to get a go because funding limitation, budget limitations. But the project is very good, so it's not needed to reapply and follow all the process again. The European Commission identifies that project as high potential, but there is not enough money in this call, so they give you the chance to go directly to the interview in the next call, and this is something new, and it's something very interesting to avoid reapplying from the beginning. Then another important innovation in this program, I don't know if it's going to be a real innovation, a real thing, or it's more on paper only. The program is almost the same as you can see here. Is 70% grant going from 500,000 euros to 2.5 million euros. 30% of the rest of the budget has to be covered with your own resources or with the equity component that goes up to 15 million. That's exactly the same as in H2020. And you can apply to the grant only. Remember, and this is very important, that grant only applications have to demonstrate that you have the rest of the fund to accelerate and bring your innovation to the market. You know that grant in the accelerator program only covers from your initial TRL, expected to be 5, 6, 7 maximum, to TRL 8. If your project is going to reach the market, you need to specify the TRL 9 activities, how they will be covered financially. Okay, if you go for the grant only. If not, the typical approach is the last two parts, the last two items, grant plus open to equity or grant plus equity request. In grant plus open to equity, you say that you will need equity, but you are not able to set the right amount yet. So you are open to discuss it with the experts of the European Commission. Grant plus equity request is the most frequent option, and it means that you will need grant and you will request some equity, and you quantify that equity with your expectations and your forecasts in your proposal. And something new here is that you can go for a grant first application. What is grant first? Grant first is an alternative for those projects that are not mature enough. So if your project, you remember in the previous H2020, initially there was a phase 1 and phase 2 proposal. So phase 1 proposal was for the feasibility study. Here we don't have, in the accelerator, the phase 1 is no longer existing. So they have included some approach quite similar to the phase 1, but obviously you have to stick to the requirements, the minimum 500 keys for the grant. So it's for projects that are not mature enough, the projects that are typically between TRL 4 and 5. As I said initially, I don't know if this is going to be right on paper, because the competition in the accelerator program is very high, and companies and projects are very solid. So if you present a project that is not so solid and it's not so mature, I don't know if the evaluators are going to give you such high score to compete with the rest. So that's my personal opinion. Again, I don't know if the European Commission is going to set some specific budget for the grant first approach, but it seems it won't do that. So it's another innovation. Okay. Moving forward, we have the investment component, the equity part of the budget. Here, everything is exactly the same. The only point that the European Commission wants to highlight, even if it's not highlighted here in this slide, but the most important part here for you to know is the fifth bullet point, is that the European Commission fund is not exactly like a regular BC fund. They define themselves as a patient fund. So they expect to be in the company, in your company, between 7 and 10 years and a maximum of 15 years. So they are not in a hurry for you to produce profit and burn your company in the short term, no matter what happens in the long term. They want to be with you for the long term. Okay, and that's a good point. The rest of the points remain the same exactly. What's new in this process? Let's make a recap here. So you have the AI platform. We have spoken about that. We don't know yet how it will work, but we will inform you as soon as we know. We have the short application as a prerequisite before submitting the full application. We have one resubmission only in 1 year, and that's another important thing. You can only resubmit once in a year, if in a 12-month period. So it's not a natural year; it's a 12-month period. And also you have the accelerator open and challenges point, and we will see now what challenges are about. And you also have the seal of excellence only given discretionally after the pitch, after the interview. Okay, what are the topics of the accelerator challenges? There are 2 slides, so don't worry, because if you see here only 2 points, there are more points in the next slide. The strategic challenges for the European Commission for the accelerator program are these 2 things: digital technologies, and you can read exactly what they have published. So they want to see ICT projects, high performance computing, edge computing, quantum computing, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, blockchain, cloud, etc., Internet of Things. In the healthcare field, they also want to see artificial intelligence tools. They want to be novel approaches in cell and gene therapy, especially cancer, new biomarkers, and a lot of things related to e-health and to the new approach of technology applied to to healthcare and genetics in general. Besides that, we have more opportunities here because we can present anything about the Green Deal topics. You know, the Green Deal topics were established by the European Commission some years ago, are quite aligned with the United Nations agenda for a green planet and a sustainable world. And there are more options here for you to apply. So if you have a project related to energy, related to new power sources, energy storage solution, renewable energies, etc. It can go here. If you have some points related to deep renovation of buildings, especially for European buildings in cities, it's also a priority topic for the European Commission. Low carbon industries, so again renewable energies applied to the industry, CO reduction for industrial or manufacturing processes, etc. can go here, and especially batteries and other storage systems. It's a very hot topic in any part of the world. So again, it's in the Green Deal topics. So with these topics, if your innovation fits with one or more of these topics, you can apply to the challenges call. It's exactly the same application than the open call, except for including one specific section in the proposal where you justify this alignment with the challenges priorities. Okay. And then let's see finally, and this is the final part of this presentation, the short application. These are the questions that will be done to you in the artificial intelligence platform. The first part is about your idea. Is the solution? What's the problem? What's the state of the art, the existing solutions? What are people struggling or companies struggling to solve that problem? What is the idea that you propose to solve that? What's the objectives that you plan to solve, that you plan to do to solve the problem? Why is it new? So it's the innovation part of the excellence full application that you can remember from the H 2020. And final question, why do you think it will be successful and why now? So give evidences about why you will succeed with the money. Then the second part is the go-to-market approach is quite aligned with the impact section. So they want to know your target market. So they don't want a market analysis, a market study here. It will be provided in the full application, but they want to know if you know your potential customers and the size, the market size, the trend, the competitors. They want to see how your innovation will fit into societal, economic, and environmental or climate impacts. So quantify these impacts in this part, and what will you get in the case of success. So you have to provide here a rough forecast of your project in terms of revenues, in terms of personnel that you may hire for your company, in terms of opening a new plant, opening new subsidiaries around the world or across Europe, etc. Okay. And then finally, the third part, the third bunch of questions is related to the product development. It's more related to the implementation part, you remember from the previous accelerator call. So do you have the team? If not, what missing competencies you may need to fill in during the accelerator project? Do you have the partners? Do you have the stakeholders, the right agreements, the right candidates, for planning pilots, for closing agreements for distribution channels, for agents, for beta users, etc. Everything that you can give here with names is a good answer to this question. The risk of failure. So what are the technological, market and financial risks? They don't want to see here mitigation strategies, that but only the statement of the risks associated to your project. Why can you do it? Why can't you do it without the European Commission? That's a non-bankability issue that you may remember from the previous call. So they want to see here that you are not able to get the fund from anybody else, and that's the reason why a public body like the European Commission is giving the money to you forever, and with no reimbursement. But they want to make sure that you are going to them as your last resource. It's not your first option. They want you to justify why you are not able to leverage such amount of funding for your company at this specific moment. A brief budget of the project. How much will it cost to develop your idea? What is the grant that you are asking for, etc. So they want to see the numbers of the project, in the financial numbers of the project. Okay, and that's it for now. That's my presentation. We have an open channel for you to discuss with us anything you want. If you want to hire or to make the GIA your partner for presenting a proposal for the accelerator, please contact me, and our team will attend you kindly to present the project for the next call in the 9th of October. There is not much time, if you see the calendar, to prepare anything, so we will be accepting proposals until until 20th of April only, because afterwards all proposals will be done for the October call, so we will start the projects after the 9th of June. So if you want to discuss with us about preparing a proposal about applying to the accelerator, I suggest that you speak to us anytime, and we will give you a calendar for the application. Let me share with you some additional point that I had prepared for today. There is a guide published for applicants about the accelerator by the European Commission, so we can provide it as well, but in the URL that I gave, that I presented in the beginning of this webinar, there was the general URL. This is a PDF document. It's not long, so you can see here that it's only 24 pages, and they describe what we have said here quite well. So they give a lot of information about the requirements to apply. For example, the UK, it's a typical question asked by many people. Can the UK companies apply to the accelerator in this New Horizon Europe program? The answer is yes, like any other country, country in the European Union. There's an agreement closed between the European Commission and the UK government, so it remains exactly the same. here you have the details that we have discussed. Okay, so you can review it if you want. We can send a copy if you send us an email or contact us by any means. And you have almost everything that we have discussed. Obviously, you don't have the recommendations that I made for the program under our expert opinion. And there is also another interesting document that is the full application document. The full document about the program. So it's a much heavier document. You can see it's over 150 pages, 155. It covers everything, not only the accelerator. Let me go to the table of contents. So you can see here that they describe the open funding. They describe in a separate section the strategic challenges course, and for each one they provide the information. It's the whole information that exists about the programs. So it's about Pathfinder, Transition and Accelerator. We haven't spoken about Transition because Transition is very limited program, just only for consortiums that finished or are about to finish in the next year a FED Open or FED Proactive program, so they can apply to a transition program to evolve the solution to a higher TRL and then apply to an accelerator program. But it's very limited also in budget. Pathfinder is more a research program, so it's more focused on research organizations and universities and so on, and it requires a consortium, so it's quite different from the accelerator program. But you have everything here in this document. They have established also two prices for the Horizon Europe program, the prize for women innovators and the prize to cities, to smart cities. Okay, so you have everything here. There are some annexes that are given to clarify some ideas about budget, general conditions, and so on. So I only recommend that you read it specifically to review your process if you are going to apply on your own. If not, it's not needed because we know what to do about the accelerator and other programs. And finally, the document about keywords it was recently published by the European Commission as well. So you know that you need to highlight 3 sub-keywords for your innovation, for your project, and they are they are classified in categories. Okay, so you have to select from this document up to 3 keywords, and they will be used to decide which experts the European Commission chooses. Okay, and that's it. I hope that you have enjoyed this first video about the accelerator program. I hope that you have more information about how we will have to prepare the proposals for this next call in the 9th of June. And I hope that you can be with us and give a like to the video and subscribe to our channel. It's very important for us in order to give visibility to other companies and other people interested in such topics. Thank you very much. I don't know if we have questions now. It seems we haven't yet. But we will give answers to all your questions in our email or in our Twitter account. Is you can see it here. It's GIA_Institute. Thank you very much and see you again next time. Bye bye.